so we're going to continue on some of the ideas concerning wrist locks and how you can get those to apply. Let's say I start posturing up in this orientation. If he's standing squarely to me or approaching aggressively, and I stand, let me move into position first so that they can see the setup. If I move into position this way and he grabs the wrist, it's liable to be the same size sort of the wrist grab.
Leopard.
So move into position and move this hand low. As he attaches, I'm going to reach up underneath, and this hand is still covering in case that hand comes in. That's a cover. So I come over here, I reach up underneath just in case, and I like to do the outward wrist lock again with nails and such biting into the flesh. Peel it off this way and put my hand about where the little knuckle is. It gets locked to go. One more time. Posturing up here, here, here. Okay. From this side, do the same side grab. In this orientation, posture here, here. Okay. Over here. In my point of view, that's kind of the same lock that we were playing, where we started with a cross grab. I was postured more like this. That's fine. We came this way and locked. The wrist goes in the same orientation as this, only it's the other hand that he's grabbing, but it's feeding into the same form of a wrist lock. We looked at a couple of jacket grab applications where your posture is in a normal standing position. This sort of a setup is another way you might get into the lock. Attach here and start the lock here. I just grab the hand hard from underneath while I collapse down on top so that the hand doesn't quickly get away from me. So I attach here. I'm going to grab in here, and with the thumbs pointing into the metacarpals, point it into the chest. I step off on this 45, and then I step off on that 45. I like using that defensive footwork with that because it keeps him having a hard time reaching me while I'm able to move out of the way of the punch. I also like it because if I start going from here around this way or spinning into him, as a lot of systems do, it releases the lock on the joint somewhat. It releases the pressure on his posture. Right now, he's scrambling to reacquire his balance. He's off. His posture is off. When I move on my next 45 over here, his posture remains off. He can't have an effective punch while he's having trouble balancing. When I come here and go this way, just posture upright. He's got good posture. Okay. When I go here and even step forward, even if I'm clipping him, again, he can posture upright and have good posture because I release the pressure. So I recommend going here, here. Hi, Robert. Because it keeps him in balance for the entire application.
Hi, Ron. Take care.
Now, this part of this hand right here is a setup that you need to drill in conjunction with this kind of a lock. As soon as I start moving, if he's just threatening me, it may make him decide to start swinging.
Darting mace.
And so you need to be ready for that off hand. What I like to do is set up with this hand way over to the side. So don't throw the punch yet, just so we can see the orientation. I set up with it way over here in case he likes to hook. It gives him plenty large clearing so that he's liable not to try to get all the way around the hand. If I throw it if I posture my hand here, if I'm in the habit of posturing it here, and he likes to hook, he will just go around that hand. If I posture it here, he won't go all the way around the hand, even if he likes to hook his punching. So if I posture here, I got this as a sweep. So one drill that you'd want to do in terms of this kind of a punch is to start up here and go here, do that again, have your partner at random throw a punch, and you might have them throw it randomly straight, randomly hooked at your head. But spontaneously throw in the block. So he comes in here and maybe through it. Decide whether or not you want to throw it. Cross. If you didn't throw it, I kept going. Verge. Just randomly decide whenever you want to throw it in there. Now here I'm getting a lockup. And that lockup can be a break or a throw. So
if the groin's exposed,
here's the clear. That's the most important part of this.
Go to the knee.
From here, if you can hook and get his elbow joint locked up over his forearm, from here I can either hold this pretty much in place and push this arm, which will get him to roll with it so that his elbow joint doesn't break. Or he'll fight it and hurt his elbow like he just did because he didn't want to roll with it. Sorry. But I did say roll with it. So he throws the punch, get the lockup, or in more violent, necessitating situations, instead you might pin this and just jerk that arm. That won't give him time to roll with it, even if he decides to, and that'll pop the elbow. So roll with it so that the audience can see how to practice with a partner. Come here, pin this in place, push this arm forward, and if they don't roll with that, they will hurt their elbow. So be careful and make sure you roll.